There are a lot of ways to make money, but not everyone will spend their money wisely. We tend to spend too much on things we just simply don't need. And when it's time to finally go after the things that we've always wished for, such as home ownership, retiring early, or 401k, we won't have enough money to go around. If you want to be smart with your money, you'll need a budget. Let's go ahead and break down my first paycheck for August. I'm working with $1,140 this round, and every single dollar needs to be accounted for. If you're budgeting in real life and not just on paper, this is for you. So you guys, I still have not received my All Things Planned washi sticker tape for the month of August. So I am currently using my budget composition book, just something I use as a rough draft before transferring data over to my Erin Condren planner. Here we are working with my August rough draft. I was able to go through and allocate every expected dollar to a respective category. And so to build my Paycheck 1 budget, I am going to rely on my August rough draft to guide me. So starting off, we're going in with my expected income from my job. With side hustles, we do not account for expected income with side hustle because we never know what that dollar value is going to be. We don't know for sure if it's going to even come in on this paycheck. So there's no need for me to budget an expected dollar value for side hustles. So I'm simply budgeting this paycheck using what I expect to bring in. Now, once that paycheck actually hits, I will go in and fill out the actual section so I can see what I'm truly working with. But this allows me to never over budget any categories because I'm working with the minimum I know for a fact I'm going to bring in. Now, to calculate my estimate here, I just take my previous 3 paychecks and I divide it by 3. This is exactly what I will be budgeting for this pay period. We're going to start off with my fixed expenses and variable expenses. Again, fixed expenses simply means that they do not fluctuate. It's typically going to be the same number every few months. Within a year's time frame, it might go up or down maybe once or twice, but on average, it's the same amount every month. Rent would be considered fixed, right? Which is $800. Oh, for this pay period, I am actually only paying half of my rent, which is going to be $400. My phone bill is going to be $68 this pay period. And then my car insurance is going to be $59 this pay period. Let me double check that. My car insurance is usually $118 every month. And so dividing that by 2 pay periods, that puts me at $59. And then my Apple subscriptions are coming out to be $20 for this pay period. So we have $400 on rent, $68 on phone, $59 on car insurance, and $20 on Apple subscriptions, specifically for Paycheck 1 of August. For variable expenses, this simply means that it's going to go up and down. It just changes ever so often. Every pay period may be different with what you're willing to put up for the variable expense. And so I am going to lead with my brother Charles, who is getting $95 this pay period. Household is getting $20. We are actually running low on toilet paper, so that may be something I purchased this week. We have at least 5 to 6 more rolls in storage, but that can go quickly. Self-care is getting $20. This might just get put into a sinking fund simply because $20 isn't going to get me much of a self-care experience. Personal is getting $20. I do need some more skincare. Medical debt is getting $25 this pay period. And to determine how much I want to put up for this pay period, I am again using my August rough draft. Medical debt this month is supposed to get $50. So for this pay period, with there being 2 in the month of August, I'm dividing this 50 by 2. So that means I should have $25 per pay period, right? And if we're looking at the credit card, this is $100 for the month. If we have $100 for the month of August, how much should I put up out of this pay period? I want you guys to tell me that in the comments below. I'm going to leave credit card blank to allow you guys to guess the answer. Next, we have gas, which is getting $25 this pay period. Now, my next pay period, it will get $50. So that's an example of how variable expenses are never the same. It can go up and down. With shopping, I am only doing roughly $37 this pay period. And this is to purchase my cash stuffing supplies and planner supplies. So now that we have all of this here, I am going to also include my best friend Ray. I owe her $20. Then I'm going to go ahead and write out my subtotals. With variable expenses, we do have the expected column versus the actual column. And with fixed, you only have expected. Your expected is going to be your actual because, again, this doesn't change. You should be putting up the same amount of money every time. So there's really no need to do a expected versus actual column. But with the fact being that you are budgeting exactly what you bring in, unless there is an emergency, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to put up the money for your fixed expenses, right? So just as with the income section, once I actually get the check and money starts coming in and going out, I'll fill out both of the actual sections. But for now, we are going to be leaving that blank. Moving on to calculating the total. For fixed expenses, we have $547 coming out of this pay period. All right, so if you guessed $50 for the credit card expense, then you are correct. So just adding up the variable and fixed expenses really quickly, I see that I have exactly $859 so far, and this is before we break off into sinking funds, right? I have that subtotal for my bills that are considered priority. I can now see how much I have left for sinking funds and or challenges. To calculate that, I'm simply going to take the income I have here, the expected income, and subtract my fixed and variable expenses. We have exactly $281 left over for sinking. So that's a super exciting number because if you've been here and seen my other videos, I haven't really been able to sink any funds. So excited about this. Let's see. I know for sure I want to do my passport, my niece Nalani, and then my class reunion. For my passport, I expect to put up $33 out of this pay period. So for the passport, I expect to spend $33. For Nalani, I expect to spend $75. For the class reunion, I'm going to send $73. And then for the Airbnb, I'm going to put up $100 this month. And so towards the Airbnb goal, once this is paid, I'll only need $395. So let me calculate the subtotal. That puts us at $281 for sinking funds. So just to be sure that my math is correct, I'm going to go ahead and add up all of these totals here. So we're going to take that $281 from the sinking funds and add that with the $547 from the fixed expenses and then the $312 from the variable expenses. As you can see, that matches what we expect to bring in. And so everything is balanced and accounted for. And so this would be an accounting A++ because everything aligned properly as it should, right? I want you guys to try out this method. First, setting up your August budget. And if you don't know how to do that, no worries. I've got your back. I've already got a video linked in the description and in the video where you can see how I set up my August rough draft. You can use that as a way to guide you on budgeting your paycheck to see what do you need to pay for out of this paycheck. What's considered priority? What do you have enough money for? And so with that being said, if you have any questions whatsoever, please drop them in the comments below. I do not know to help if you don't tell me. I am happy and willing to respond to each and every question. So drop it in the comments. Be sure to tune in on Thursday, August the 7th, because I'll be showing you how I finalize this paycheck, right? I'm going to go ahead and fill in the actual of income and then see where else can I add any extra money. What else may I be able to take care of this month that I did not already budget for, especially if I bring in extra money, right? If I bring in extra money, that means it's not going to be zero based. So I will need to allocate that. I will show you guys all of that in my cash stuffing video. Let's go ahead and close it out. Thanks for tuning again to Chanel's Pocketbook. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.